Hello and welcome to Codersaurus. We're doing a series on Oracle Apex, and this is the first of the series. I wanted to start off by describing or discussing where you can get access to Oracle Apex. The first place you're going to want to go is apex.ea.oracle.com, and I'll have that in the notes. But basically, you can request a workspace here, and it'll take you through a couple of steps. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pick application development, and you'll put in your username or your email and request a workspace name. Now this has to be a unique name, but you'll sign up for a workspace. Workspace. And you'll give it a schema name. And the schema name is actually not really important. It's just where all of the objects are going to be stored. There's a couple of options. They're pretty small options, but you can always request more space later on. This is a hosted um, solution, so you're actually being hosted on a preview version of Oracle Apex. But I thought it was the best option to get up and running. It's the nicest looking setup. So just to get familiar with Oracle Apex 5, which is due to be out soon, we want to click Next. You'll have to fill out a couple of options as far as whether you want to be contacted or not. I always choose the conservative options of not being contacted. And then maybe just some text about why you're requesting the service, so trying out Apex. Accept the terms, click Next. You'll want to read those and make sure you're not a robot, so you'll fill in the particulars there. Now you'll be asked to go to a sign-in screen, so you'll eventually have to also sign in using an Oracle account. Now, again, this is a preview version of database of Oracle Apex. The other option is if you Google Oracle Apex online, you'll be taken to apex.oracle.com. And here you can request a free workspace as well. Now, it's the same thing. You'll have to um, sign up, but this is actually the current version of Oracle Apex being hosted and it's not for production use. Neither of those options are for production use. If you really are ready with your application to put it out on your own server, then really what your option is to download and install Apex. You'll have to accept the licensing agreement and go ahead and download. It's a free option, and it can be installed with the Express version of Oracle. So, and in fact, if you install Oracle Application Express Edition, it will come with Apex installed already. It may be an older version, and so you'll have to upgrade that to the newest version. I'll be covering that at some point later, but not in any of the near future casts. Once you do get all signed up and ready to go, you'll want to get over to the apexea.oracle.com, go ahead and sign in, and you'll choose your workspace. And you can see here I've got mine chosen. I've actually gone in and created a couple of applications. I'm going to go ahead and delete this application so that we're not confused in the future. And this is actually what you should see. Now, the way that Apex is laid out is got an application builder, which is really the main place you will be building web applications, a SQL workshop, which is really useful for creating new database structure, objects such as tables and views. Now it is Oracle centric, but you don't have to use all of the Oracle specific sequences and triggers, etc. You can just limit yours development to tables and views if you'd like. And even in that case, you you can actually develop based on web services. So you could pull in data and manipulate data just through web services. That's a little bit out of scope for the initial casts, but we may cover that in a later section. Now you can also go over to the team development. This is some features around team development and collaborations. And in addition, product management. So if you do want to manage your applications and features and track bugs and get feedback directly from within your application straight into Oracle Apex, a lot of that is taken care of for you. In fact, there's a type of page in a Oracle Apex app called a feedback page, and you can actually put that on your navigation bar so that your users can directly integrate into your quality system such as this. And then there's an administrative page where you can look at some specifics around administration of Apex. So for example, top users, who's been using the system the most. If you manage your users within Apex, you can actually see page views. So different types of information related to your Apex applications all in one administrative page. In addition, there's some different options around basically viewing, different options around your workspace. So for example, allowing locking some security information. We'll get into that a little bit later. I think the first thing we want to do, it's kind of customary to do a hello world. So we're actually going to just do a hello world application. We'll go through, click create application. There's some different types. We won't get into these web sheet and packaged apps for a little bit. Just know there's some help here to understand. Basically, web sheet is like a content management system, and packaged apps are just what they sound like. They're packaged apps built sort of example applications so you can see what is available. We're going to create a desktop app, and we'll give it a name. We're going to call it Hello Apex. You can see I've probably done this before. We'll actually give it a normal looking name. Hello Apex. Every application gets a unique ID. That's for importing, exporting capabilities, and just for general tracking within the workspace. We're going to use this universal theme. There are themes within Apex. We'll go ahead and use 42, which is this flat UI looking theme, and we'll do a modern blue. Just leave it. You can, if you have or know of the general structure layout of your application, you could actually create and add pages. We could add a second page called, a sub page. We actually won't do that. We'll just go ahead and create the application. We won't copy shared components, so we'll learn what shared components are, but for this, we'll just leave it blank. And we could set our defaults. I actually like to set my default dates and times to all look the same with that 3-letter month, so there's no ambiguity, and then a time zone format. Click next, and then we'll click create application, and we'll have to wait a little bit. This is actually running on the Oracle servers, and it's creating a lot of the sub application components for us. Now, if we were hosting this on our own server, we could look at the server and see, what is it doing, how much processing power this is taking, things like that. Now, since this is on Oracle servers and they're hosting a lot of different workspaces from individuals, I imagine this is slower than the performance that we would normally get if we were hosting this. And we're done. So we actually get 2 pages. We get a login page and a home page. So right out of the box, we have some authentication capabilities. If we run our application, I've actually created a user called demo. So I'm going to log in with that demo user. And here's what we see. We actually see a menu bar, some navigation or menu bar options related to authentication. And if we log out, we go straight back to that login page. Click login, we actually see these tabs or navigation bar items, and some. This is actually a breadcrumb. And the nice thing about Apex is if we see anything, well, the nice thing about Apex, or one nice thing, is this development bar at the bottom. We can actually go straight into any particular area of Apex that we need to get into using this developer bar. The reason I see this bar is because I'm logged in as a developer, a Workspace developer, or a user that has Workspace developer. Now that's not the demo user, that's actually the one I logged in initially to my Workspace with. Now if we click home, we get back to Apex. If I was a regular user and I wasn't logged into Apex, and this is a publicly exposed application, I wouldn't see this bar. So you don't have to worry about the wrong people being able to edit your application. I can go straight into the application itself and not just Apex. I can go straight into the page. Something nice, I can actually click on Quick Edit and pick a component and go straight into the component itself. And this is where we get into what does an Apex configuration look like. So this is a page. This is what's called the page designer. And what we see here on the left is some different sections. I'm actually going to go out of the region and component that I clicked on, and I'm going to look at these different sections. We have the rendering section, which is basically all of the rendered content. We have dynamic actions, and if I click on help here,